it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bond stands alone. Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in a bigger role, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks Lats. Joined as always with my guys, Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson and Swervin' Irvin Washington with the fresh haircut.
Yeah, I'm no longer looking like a dust bunny.
I need a haircut. I shouldn't even be talking, dude. I need a haircut desperately. Was gonna go get one today, but we had a birthday party to attend, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I had to go Saturday. Did it all in one shot. Got the haircut and got the hair done.
There we go. Let's go. We are being brought to you by Tavour. Make sure to go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app straight to your mobile device and use promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. That's craft beer delivered straight to your front door. You don't even have to leave your seat. We got a dope show on deck. Obviously, a lot of NCAA hoops. Final Four is now intact. We got the San Diego State Aztecs, Florida Atlantic University Owls, UConn Huskies, and the Miami Hurricanes. And then we're also going to be talking some NBA playoff picture. We got 10 or so games left in the season. We're getting into some playoff odds, title odds, etc. And then we'll also be talking some MLB news and notes, and then some NFL draft odd updates. So we got a lot to get to. I don't have any special beers today, Ben. I wasn't able.
I do.
I had a lot to do this weekend. But what are you sipping on?
So I got to go to went up to Half Moon Bay yesterday and went to Half Moon Bay Brewing Company for lunch. Had a beer there. Then went over to Sacrilege, another brewery that's right downtown on the main strip, and had a lot of beer there yesterday. Nice. So, but I did come home with it's a citrus kolsch. So it's almost like a sour kolsch, and it is absolutely incredible. I had like 4 of them yesterday, and it's called Here Comes the Karens. It's 5%er. Was talking to the brewer, and he really kind of focused on it being sour. A sour kolsch without the sour because of all the citrus that they put in there. So it's absolutely incredible. I got a growler of it for tonight, but I can already tell you it's a 5 out of 5. This is the best kolsch I've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Like it. I'm sipping on a Hop Ride IPA from Tenaya, which is usually a beer that I don't drink. So I will throw that out there.
Yep.
I do have a 6-pack of it, so I was like, you know what? I'll drink a beer that I don't normally drink. I normally drink their Gypsy Fade IPA, which is a little bit lighter, crisper. The Hop Ride is more hop heavy, a little bit stronger, 7.6 ABV. So
yeah, definitely high one.
Packs a little bit more of a punch, so I can't drink as many. But looking forward to it. I do like it, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I just don't like drinking,
it's 7.6
beers all the time. You know what I mean?
I feel you on that.
So, yeah, man, looking forward to the show tonight. Very excited to be here. How we doing this weekend, fellas? How are we doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, you got a haircut, so of course you're doing good.
always feel good after a haircut. Yep.
Yeah, but good weekend, great weekend of sports. If y'all tapped in, we made y'all a lot of money this week, so it always feels good to make our listeners and supporters some extra cash. My Kings is up 5-1. My teams is doing their damn thing right now.
Yeah, the Kings, dude. Five goals in the first period, dude. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that shit. The Kings are rolling.
I'm gonna go opposite of that. My Sharks are in last place, so I'm fucking stoked.
Yeah, dude.
Stoked.
An L for the Sharks at this point is definitely a W.
I'm taking to get the second best player in the draft.
Nope.
No, we're getting the first best player in the draft.
Yeah, not getting Bedard, bro.
Bedard or bust.
We're getting Bedard, bro. I'm telling
He
you.
He going to Chicago, bro.
He's not, dude. We're gonna.
Chicago's pushing themselves up, but it's gonna be a lot harder for them. I mean, we're supposed to believe that this is this is a real ping pong ball draft, and that the team with the least amount have the most the highest percentage of getting it. But I mean, if you look at it, Chicago's, I mean, they're up in third, so third to last. So I think that puts them at, what is it, like 9%?
Nah, I think it's less than that. I think it's like 6%.
Yeah,
I think first worst team has like 12% odds.
14,
and then second is like 9 or 10.
I think it's 11, but I'll find that out by the time we talk updated NHL.
But the Sharks definitely have a good chance of getting him. So,
yeah, I'm just teasing y'all. Hopefully, y'all do get him, man. Y'all a good franchise. Y'all don't deserve to be in the dumps.
Well, and it's also true, at the same time, is like we've seen this with the NBA before, where it's like get a good young star to a big market. Like, it wouldn't shock me if Chicago Blackhawks end up with the #1 pick, dude. Like, at all, I would not be shocked. Or Anaheim.
Okay, here we go. It's changed. So San Jose, being last place right now, has a 25.5%. Chicago Blue Jackets 13.3. Columbus Blue Jackets 13.3. Chicago Blackhawks 11.5. Ducks 9.5.
Yeah, so we just got to keep losing. That's all that it comes down to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's we need Bedard.
Yeah.
We need Bedard bad. Anyways, let's move on. We'll get to hockey.
Have the NHL retired 99 yet?
Yeah, you can't wear 99 on any team for any team.
Really?
Damn, I'm gonna say give him 99.
It's completely retired. When's the last time you seen a 99 other than Gretzky? Well,
I'm
wearing a Gretzky jersey right now.
Because there's certain numbers that need to be retired across all the sports.
Yeah, Gretzky is definitely one. Gretzky is the only player of a team sport where you cannot argue who the GOAT is.
Yeah.
There's no debate for hockey. Wayne Gretzky is the best player to ever live. That's crazy to me. Every other sport you
can put a little bit of a note on that. You could say Gretzky is the greatest goal scorer in hockey. I think you could probably say that there are a lot more.
And he leads the NHL in assists.
But I mean, I think you could definitely say there are more.
He has the most points in the season. No one's ever gonna touch it.
Oh, absolutely. But I think you could say there's probably more well-rounded players throughout history.
Nah.
Because, I mean, the most important aspect of a game, Ben, is putting the puck in the net, and he did that better than anybody. Not only just him, but he also leads the NHL in assists. So it's like, I don't know how you argue. Like, okay, you could say
two-way players don't mean much in hockey. I would just be honest.
I mean, but they used to.
You could say
I'm looking at Lemieux and how Mario was offensively and defensively a prowess.
Yeah, I mean, Mario Lemieux's a fine player, but I guarantee he would tell you Wayne Gretzky was better than him.
Oh, absolutely. Again, it's like greatest goal scorer, greatest.
I could see an argument for someone saying okay, Bobby Orr is the best defensive hockey player ever. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that, but greatest hockey player, there's zero argument to be made outside of Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah. NHL players who wore 99. Wayne Gretzky, Marty McSorley. He must have been one of the worst 99s ever.
And he probably got it while Wayne Gretzky was still playing, so it was grandfathered in.
Lemieux, Hossa, Fedorov.
When did they retire 99 in the NHL? Does it say, Ben?
Let's see.
I know it was like shortly after he retired. I think he retired
1999.
So 99 was retired in 99. The only sport other than baseball, because Jackie
Well,
Bradley.
NBA just retired number 6. After LeBron, you won't be no more number 6s.
I don't know if they'll do that, dude. Because LeBron.
No, they already passed it.
Oh yeah, because Bill Russell's
number 6 is retired league wide.
That's right. You're right. All right. Let's talk some NCAA hoops, man. So, if you listened to our stream with Aaron in the beginning, and if you've listened to us throughout the season, you know, I've been very consistent saying that this is probably the most wide open this tournament was ever going to be, because there's so much parity, dude. And that could be attributed to NIL, the extra COVID year. There's a lot of stuff that could be attributed to it. But we see the aftermath of it now. We got FAU, who's a 9 seed in the Final Four, San Diego State, who's a 5 seed, Miami Hurricanes, who's a 5 seed, and then UConn, who's a 3 seed, who is severely underseeded, by the way.
UConn's
4 seed, severely underseeded. UConn was the best team for a majority of the season. They had like a 5-game hiccup where they struggled, and they got back on track. But with all that being said, you know, are you guys surprised by the outcome of the tournament so far and where we're at?
I wish that I put that, what was it, the $100 bet on every single.
I mean, the odds of that happening are crazy. Like, you could have told me, like, with that being said, Ben, like, I'm not surprised that these 4 teams made it, but I mean, you could have made a case, like, if it ended up being.
I'm just saying in general in the tournament.
Oh yeah, I mean, we all would.
The
love
dogs
to
have
that.
hit so many times this tournament.
Oh yeah, that's the great thing about college hoops.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year if you put 100 down, you're up like $1,600. You know, on the whole tournament. This year, it's got to be astronomical.
Yeah, well, there's a guy on Bleacher Report who's bet $100 on every single dog in the tournament.
Yeah. Last year he made $1,600. This year it's going to be insane. So much more than that.
Yeah. No, it's awesome, dude. It is awesome. This tournament has been. It's been something.
Yeah, shout out FDFU. I mean FDU, whatever you want to. The team that beat
Fairleigh Dickinson.
Huh?
Yeah.
The Fairleigh
Dickinson made somebody 45,000.
Yeah, man, it's
They made Aaron some money too. They put in a ticket for them too.
It's been a wild year, dude. But I mean, like, what are you guys like? What's your thoughts of the tournament so far?
Oh, I love it. This is honestly the best sporting event in known history. It's better than the World Cup. It's better than NBA playoffs. It's better than any competition you could name. Nothing touches March Madness.
Yo, I 100% agree, dude. There's nothing like the NCAA tournament because it's one and done. Anything can happen, and these are kids, dude.
Yeah, and these games are so close together, which I think is a good push for keeping everyone engaged.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like
only on the weekends.
Weeks.
Too bad they can't do this with football, man. If they could do this with college football,
well, they can. They just choose not to, dude.
I think that's true too.
But I also think there's less parity in college football.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
well, it would be a 5-week tournament in football,
and they can do it because the season.
Yeah, they can use the bowl games to do it.
Yeah, the season. The season ends in mid-November. You can go to January. You have plenty of time. They just choose not to do it.
It would have to be a major push, and all the conferences, ADs, and presidents would have to come together and get this worked out.
Remember, Mike Leach, he made the case for it in a press conference. He said everybody could do it except for us. Why can't we do it? This is how we could do it. And he laid it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, the March Madness tournament. I mean, NCAA tournament is absolutely. It's the best postseason in any sport. I 100% agree. And it, like, I said this last year too. I was like, if I'm a kid, like, why would I go the G League route when I can go play college, and now I get NIL money. Plus, I could build my brand in March Madness, dude.
Exactly.
You know, the only player that it hurts is Brandon Miller because A, he was not good in the tournament, and B, he has those like the legal
off the court, off the
legal
court
things going on.
issues. That's we'll leave it at that.
So his brand is like murdered, no pun intended. But
do you think this is going to be a huge push for the G League, or a huge drop for the G League because of the NIL money that you can now get in college? Because
Definitely.
I mean, this is our first, you know, real instance of seeing this, and you know, it's
the trickle down effect. Honestly, it might hurt. It might hurt the NBA draft a little bit too, because now with this NIL money, if you're not one of the elite players and you're like guaranteed to be a first round pick or a lottery pick, maybe even top 15 or because first rounders get guaranteed contracts. But if you're like not the elite, why would you leave school knowing you can make 3, 4, 500,000 a year, be the top guy on campus? And then when you look at a draft class and see like, oh, I might fit in this class better in 2 years or 3 years or 4 years even, because the NBA players have long careers. So now you don't have to rush it. Now I see why some guys just go straight to the NBA. You know, you got to feed moms, you got to take care of pops, overnight millionaire, become the breadwinner of your family, generational wealth. I get it. But with this NIL money, man, you can make millions of dollars. Like, Caleb Williams, how much money he makes probably won't get reported, or he probably won't say how much he's made, but I got it on good intel. Caleb Williams made backup QB money last year at USC.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, look at Armando Bacot. Like, Armando Bacot's going back he's taking his COVID year. He's going back to North Carolina next year. Dude probably won't play in the NBA, so it's like, okay, well, why not play another year of college basketball where I can make, you know, 6 figures and, you know, get my degree too on top of that. I think that's important. The only thing that I think that benefits the G League, Ben, and to talk to what you're saying is kids that like absolutely just don't care for school.
Go to school. Yeah.
They don't want to, because you still have to go to school regardless. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta take classes, you gotta pass tests. Like, it's not just hey, here's NIL money, just play basketball or play football for us. Like, no, you gotta go through school too. So I do think that there is.
You'll never be able to remove the student from student athlete, no matter what college.
I mean, there's a lot of college campuses that definitely just push their students through, and you don't really have to complete much. But
I forget there was a game like, it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I forget what team it is, but Xavier, they had to sit 2 players out because they didn't make grades.
Yeah,
you know, so it was like, you still gotta make
grades. These majors institutions, they're not pushing nobody through. If you ain't got the grades, your ass ain't playing. Simple and plain.
Yep. So I think that's the only thing. Now, will the NBA ultimately change their rules? Maybe.
Probably.
You know, but still, like you guys, like Irv alluded to, like, if you're not a top pick coming out of high school, probably beneficial to go to college. You know,
you
can build your brand, build your school. Yeah, exactly. So that'll be interesting going forward. But back to the Final Four. The Elite Eight was wild, man. San Diego State, coming off that W against Alabama in the Sweet 16, get Creighton. Creighton closes a 2.5-point favorite. And, you know, I've been very steadfast on San Diego State. I tweeted out this morning, the market is undervaluing San Diego State. And the analytics don't necessarily favor San Diego State in a lot of instances because they're not a great offensive team. But they have that dog in them, dude. Like, they just fight and they scrap.
Yeah, they never give up.
For every offensive board, dude. Every loose ball. Brian Dutcher's done an amazing job. And the thing that sucks about this game today is all we're going to be talking about for a week is that fucking foul call at the end, dude. And nobody's going to be talking about how San Diego State absolutely dominated that second half. And they out-rebounded Creighton, who has one of the best centers in college basketball, in Ryan Cockbrenner. Arope and Jared Leday were phenomenal down the stretch in that game. And Nate Mensah. I mean, it's like we're overlooking the little things. Now, going to that foul, I've heard a lot of back and forth on this all day. A lot of people saying, well, yeah, it was a foul, but like you don't call it there, right? Or people like me that are saying if it's a foul, it's a foul. It don't matter when it is. What's your guys' opinions on that foul call right there? Do you call it right there in a tie game or what?
Of course, you call it. He got hampered to the point where he couldn't make the shot. That's the reason why it's a defensive foul and offensive foul in the game of basketball. You don't just throw out. You don't go just let people play street ball the last 5-10 seconds of the game. It was clear he made contact with him before he took the shot, during the shot, and it hindered him from making the shot. It's a foul. Now, of course, you don't like to see the game end like that. Such a great game, but hey, your teams got to execute better. They got to be better. They got to know the situation, what's going on the floor. You can't just think, "Oh, I'm gonna get away with one because it's the end of the game." Same thing with the Super Bowl. Bradbury thought he was gonna get away with one because he didn't think the ref was gonna call it at that moment in the game, and he did. And people try to say, "Oh, that cost the Eagles a Super Bowl." It really didn't. What cost them the Super Bowl is they couldn't get a damn stop in the second half of that entire game. So,
Yeah.
but people will highlight that one play and maybe, "Oh, we was robbed. It was taken from us." But no, Creighton was up 8 points and 7 points 2 different times in that game. They could have easily got away with it. San Diego State didn't let them.
Yeah, I think
I'm
San
not
Diego State's biggest lead of the game was like 4 points.
4 points. That's it. They took a 4 point lead when they got that and one. And then, if you want to be technical, that offensive foul they called on San Diego State, that wasn't an offensive foul. They could have went up 6. So you can't have it both ways. And the refs are doing the best they can. Now, that was actually one of the best officiated games of the tournament. Now, some other games, the
Agreed.
officiating has been pretty damn bad. I gotta give it that. But the Sweet 16 and Elite Eight had pretty damn good officiating.
I agree with the fact that was probably one of the best officiated games. The second half particularly because they like let a lot more go, which I like to see, and that benefited San Diego State. Obviously, they're a much more physical team, and you could see it affected Creighton, dude. Like even when Creighton was wide open on shots, like they were like overshooting them because they were like, all right, well, a defender's coming near me soon, so I gotta like,
I know I'm not getting this free.
Yeah,
and they missed so many layups because even the second chance layups, they were so worried about somebody blocking it or somebody coming over the back or stealing it or swiping the ball away from them.
Yep.
And San Diego State, if they even had a top 20 offense.
Oh, if they had a top 20 offense, they'd be probably the best team in the country.
Yeah, they probably would have unbeaten.
Yeah, this is a good team. Like, dude, Brian Dutcher is a hell of a coach. Like, people tend to forget in 2020, they were one of the best teams in the country with Malachi Flynn and company, dude. Like, they probably would have gone to a final. That was their best opportunity as a school to make a deep tournament run, and they got fucking screwed by COVID. Tournament gets canceled, and now it's like redemption for Brian Dutcher and company, dude. So, I mean, my hat's off to the Aztecs, dude. Coming out of the Mountain West. I mean, it's just I just don't want it to get lost. Like the fact that they've been a good team throughout this whole tournament, throughout the whole season, like
this whole decade. And I saw a fun fact on Twitter. Their all-time leader in assists is Tony Gwynn.
Yep, that's gonna change sooner or later. Because now after you make a Final Four run, I mean, they haven't recruited terribly to be honest, but they'll definitely be able to recruit better talent now.
Definitely.
All right, FAU K-State in the Elite Eight. K-State closed -1.5. We talked about this on the stream, Irv. K-State had like 90% of the tickets, 80% of the money. We were like, all right, we're taking FAU. Like,
I'm taking FAU.
The line hasn't budged. Florida Atlantic, Dusty May, he's done a phenomenal job. I don't know if you've been living under a rock. Jerome Tang, the head coach of Kansas State, after they lost, went into FAU's locker room, basically said, like, yo, you guys deserve that win. You guys have played phenomenal basketball. You're the best team we've faced in this tournament so far. I've been very consistent with, like, Conference USA was probably the most underrated conference in all of basketball, and FAU dominated that conference. Reason why I say that, Charlotte won the CBI, and now Northern Texas and UAB are both in the NIT Final Four. So all four of those schools from the same conference. Huge job by Dusty May and FAU though. Jonell Davis has been phenomenal throughout this whole run. It's gonna be an interesting matchup between San Diego State and FAU, man.
Yeah, and to further your point, transfer portal and transfers, FAU built I think 80% of their team off of that. So
Yeah, I think they only have one guy that was like recruited as a
yeah,
high school kid on that team, and he was a dude that knocked down the 2 free
free
throws at
throws.
the end of the game.
Yep. So the transfer portal NIL is bringing a lot of parity to college basketball.
Yep, and that's what we wanted, right?
Yeah, I agree. It's first time in history. No 1, 2, or 3 seed is in the Final Four.
It's awesome, man.
Oh, that was going to be one of the questions that I asked you.
What's that?
You guys, how many times that we've seen this that we don't have a 1, 2, or 3 in the the Final Four?
This is unprecedented, dude, and this
Yeah.
is what everybody wants. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
This is what we've been asking for because nobody loves to see the same teams win over and over and over again. Like everybody deserves a chance, and like now everybody actually has a chance because guys aren't gonna sit behind guys for 3 years when they can go play somewhere else, even if it's a smaller school. So now you're seeing these smaller schools have talented players because they can go and play right away, and then you know what? They can transfer to a bigger school after
and ball out again.
Yep. So we're seeing a lot of that go down. I mean, look at San Diego State. Darian Trammell was the starting point guard of Seattle last year.
Seattle.
You know, and now he's starting on a Final Four team, right? UConn has a ton of dudes that were in the transfer portal last year. Now they're in the Final Four. It's like now as a head coach, you can't rely on just recruiting high school players, and that's what Eric Musselman did at Arkansas. That's what John Shire did at Duke, and look at where those two teams are right now.
Memphis did it too, but they fell a little short.
They fell way short. They lost to FAU.
Yeah, they lost to FAU. So,
what was the big thing that the Memphis men's team did after the game? Didn't they throw something?
Oh, that was Penny Hardaway. He threw a water bottle.
Okay. Yeah, and then the Memphis girls fucking socked one of the Baylor girls as they were walking off the court.
Oh, Memphis didn't even play Baylor. Why did they suck?
The girls.
No, they said the girls.
Oh, girls team. Oh shit! Yeah. I didn't know that.
So there's been an issue on both sides of the floor and with Memphis games when they lose.
That's crazy.
It's fucking nuts.
One of the other surprising teams, Miami, who
crazy game today.
Almost lost to Drake in the first round. They went on like a 9-1 run to close out the game to win. I mean, they were losing that entire game. They are now in the Final Four. Took an absolute fucking meltdown by Texas, dude. I mean, that was one of the nastiest choke jobs I've seen all season. Like, it's not even like Miami was defending them well, dude. Texas just started missing shots.
Missing every single thing. Yep.
Everything they were missing. So
to go down, they were up by 10 and then lose by 9 or by 7.
Dude, it was
like, good Lord.
It was, they couldn't hit nothing at the end, dude. Yeah. That shit was, they only made like one field goal in the last 6 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Just terrible. With that being said, UConn they've trumped everybody, dude. They've won every single game by a blowout so far. I actually went back and I was like interested to see, and I was like, this is crazy, man. UConn is 0-6 in games decided by 3 or less points, or 6 or less points, sorry. 0-6 this season. So every game they win, they blow the team out. So if you like UConn, you might as well just lay the spread on them.
Yeah.
Because they're going to cover.
Well, they absolutely destroyed Gonzaga. Like,
yeah, we had a feeling though.
Yeah,
yeah, we did. Is Drew Timme? They saying Drew Timme coming back for another year. He got another year.
I think probably because of COVID.
Yeah, with that COVID extra year of eligibility, dude.
Yeah.
Because you get 5 years of eligibility in college,
mm-hmm.
And then the COVID year 6. Some guys get 7 because of the medical red shirt or something.
Red shirt, yeah. Or they get like a hardship waiver.
So I mean, if I'm Drew Timme, I'm coming back because he probably won't get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
But Gonzaga, Mark Few, one thing he has to do, man, is he got to recruit more bigger athletes. Like they could have really used Chet Holmgren this year. You know, I know Chet Holmgren's a very rare commodity, dude. Only one of those guys every once in a while, but man, because Drew Timme can't defend. Like he's not a good defensive player, and they were getting killed by Snogo. They kept having to double team, and then it was just leaving wide open shooters, and they couldn't scramble in time. And On the offensive end, they just couldn't knock down any threes. And got to tip your cap to UConn. You know, they were defending the three really well, but ultimately, when Drew Timme picked up that fourth foul with like 16 minutes to go in the second half, the game was over, dude.
It was a wrap.
They had no chance, dude. Gonzaga was zero chance. So, but I mean, to be honest, UConn's been the best team throughout the whole season, in my opinion. They had like a 5-game lapse where they lost a few games and they got back on track. Their biggest weakness is they don't have a point guard, but I think they've kind of figured it out. They shoot the lights out, man. They shoot the 3-ball really well. Jordan Hawkins is phenomenal spot-up shooter, phenomenal 3-point shooter. And, you know, unfortunately for Miami, dude, they're going to get their fucking brains beat in, dude. Like, this is not going to be a pretty game because UConn is a much better version of Miami with 2 bigs that Miami doesn't have. And I just don't foresee how Miami is going to defend both Sanogo and Klingon. Like, I just don't see it. How are they going to do it? Their tallest player is 6'7".
Bet that over.
I wouldn't even bet the over, dude. Miami might only score 40 or 50 points.
And over sitting at 149.5.
And Kentucky might score 100.
UConn.
That's
super UConn, my bad.
Super high at 150.
Yeah, it's pretty high, but I mean, like, you know, Miami does. I don't know, man. They were hitting ridiculous shots today. I was like, dude, how the fuck is that shit going in? But yeah, I mean, UConn, dude, they're the only team left standing that's top 20 in offense and defensive efficiency. So that tells you where they stand. It's also a reason why they're minus 135 to win the title with all 4 left. I mean, this is UConn's title to lose, which could become an issue because now a ton of pressure's on them.
True. You
know what I mean? And they haven't played a tight game. Like I said, they're 0-6 in games decided by 6 or less points. So if they get into a close, tight game, how are they going to react? Because all year, the only way they've reacted is by losing.
That's a very interesting point as well.
Yep.
So my point being, if you like Utah, lay the points. I mean, I already laid the 5.5 against Miami. I think they're going to beat the fucking brakes off Miami. Miami's been a nice story. Jimmy Larinaga is a dope-ass coach. But the buck stops here, fellas. I just can't wait to see San Diego State in a national championship, dog.
Yep.
Aztecs, baby.
Fight.
Everyone said the Mountain West was trash, and here they are with the team in the Final Four.
Put some respect on their name.
Yeah, we can't do it
because I don't know anything about college basketball. So,
well, I mean, Ben, the Mountain West statistically was better than the Pac-12 and the ACC this year.
It doesn't surprise me with the Pac-12, but the ACC.
Well, Miami won the ACC. They were a 5 seed.
Okay.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Hold on. No, Duke won the ACC tournament. Miami won the ACC regular season title.
Gotcha.
But
so Duke winning the tournament got them
3 seed,
5 seed. Okay.
Were they 5? Yeah, they were 5.
Yeah.
But Mountain West was like a good conference. However, this is 2 years in a row now where everyone's like, "Oh yeah, the Mountain West is a good conference, deep conference." Last year, they didn't have a single team even win in the first round. Even San Diego State lost to Creighton in the first round. This year, San Diego State's the only team that won in the first round. Utah State lost. Boise State lost.
It's crazy, too, because they had a 9-point lead in that game.
Yep, and Nevada lost.
Okay.
So everyone's been like, oh, the Mountain West, they're just pretenders every year. So this is big for the conference for San Diego State to make this run, to be honest.
Their future home might be the Pac-12, honestly.
Yep. Especially after this. Who do you guys think wins the national championship?
My money is on UConn, but I would love to see San Diego State win it.
What's San Diego State's vig?
Their odds are, let me see here. They have the second best odds, plus 360.
And we know FAU has the longest odds.
And plus 135 for UConn?
No, UConn's minus 135.
Minus 130, okay.
Yeah, see, you gotta lay 135.
I was gonna say if you got plus odds for both of those, why not throw it on both. You're going to make your money back in a little more if UConn wins, but if San Diego State won, then you'd make a lot of money back. I mean, it's probably going to be UConn from what you guys are saying.
So what do you think? Who do you think's going to win?
Yeah, it's probably going to be UConn.
UConn?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's UConn's to lose. I think that puts a ton of pressure on them. I think that...
But at this point, you don't have much left. You have a Miami team who you said is going to get their, socks knocked off. And
Well, Miami's a good team, dude. Don't get me wrong. It's just Miami can't defend.
yeah.
They're like 174th in the country in defensive efficiency. Like, they're not a good defensive team at all. Right? They should have lost to Texas, dude. Texas was up 13. It took Texas just missing shots for them to lose that game.
Yep.
And UConn's a much better... I would have picked UConn over Texas if Texas were to win.
Yeah.
Now, my only thing about UConn is that now there's a lot of pressure on them because it is their title to lose. And we see this often in NCAA tournaments where, like, the team that has the most pressure on them, i.e. Purdue against FDU, i.e. Alabama against San Diego State, like, you see these teams...
Duke all those years when they were the favorite.
Yeah, you see these teams, like, tense up in close clutch moments, dude. And UConn hasn't played in a close game yet. So what's going to happen when they do?
But with UConn coming in at 4, are they really... Is it really their tournament to lose?
Yeah, now it is. They're a huge, heavy favorite. They know it.
Yeah.
To start the tournament, sure, they were playing free. Like, no one expects us to win. Cool, that narrative was all there. Now it's like, okay, we're the best team in the tournament. We're the best team left. We're supposed to win this. And now you get into close games like Texas today against Miami. Once it got close, Miami just couldn't. Texas couldn't. They couldn't hit a shot.
Yeah.
Because these teams that you put all the pressure. That's the thing about being an underdog. You're playing with house money. Once you put pressure on the team that's supposed to win, now they play with all this pressure, all this shit on their shoulder. We can't lose this game, and you tense up and you miss shots and you make dumb plays, and it's just all bad.
There's a lot goes with that.
So that's Purdue with Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, UConn's obviously the favorite. They're the favorite for a reason. I mean, I would sit here and I'd pick them too. I wouldn't put I wouldn't lay minus 135 on it. I do think that San Diego State can hang with them physicality wise. I just don't know if San Diego State can score enough buckets.
Yep. They would have to have their best shooting night of the season because UConn been shooting 50% from 3-point land?
Around there, like 48%. And Miami, on the other hand, can score buckets with them. They just can't stop a fucking nosebleed.
They won't be able to stop them. Yeah, they can't stop a nosebleed.
So we'll see.
Remember when Pat Bev said Chris Paul was a cone? Well, Miami got a bunch of cones out there.
They do, bro. They definitely do. All right. Let's move on to the National Basketball Association. So we're coming down to the final home stretch, if you will. And the playoff picture is becoming a little bit more clear. Golden State Warriors dropped a huge opportunity tonight with a massive collapse. But they still sit in 5th, Ben.
Yeah.
But they're, there's a handful of teams literally two games.
Today's win would have been absolutely huge. Horrible turnover in the last few seconds there to give Minnesota a turnaround for the 3. So
it is crazy too because Carly Towns didn't even try to drive it to the hoop. As soon as he passed through the ball, he just spotted up for a 3.
Yeah.
Well, it started the possession before that when Jordan Poole took like a 30-foot step back 3, dude. I was like, bro, what is this guy fucking doing, dude?
He been watching too many Steph highlights.
But he hit it.
No, he missed it.
With the one in the corner?
No, the
No,
one
the
possession
step back
before
30-footer.
they were up 2
Yeah, y'all
with
was
like
up 2.
40 seconds to go, and he takes like a fucking step back 3-pointer from 30 feet. He misses it. Minnesota goes down. They miss their shot, and then that's when the turnover happened. After that, just
Yeah.
ugly stuff, ugly basketball. But I mean, that you're right, dude. That would have been a huge win for them.
Clippers didn't play today either.
If you look at as far as title odds, though, you got Milwaukee plus 260, basically plus 320 at DraftKings. Boston plus 330, basically everywhere, plus 350 some spots. Phoenix still plus 700, number one team in the West. Denver plus 800, Philly plus 950, and then you got Golden State and Memphis both at like plus 1200, plus 1300, depending on the book.
Mm.
Do you think that there's any value on any teams outside of this, like Clippers plus 2700? Lakers plus 4,200, Sacramento plus 6,500. Like, is there any value on any of these teams outside of the top 3 or 4 teams?
Lakers, that's it.
What did you say? Like Phoenix is that?
Phoenix is at plus 700.
Okay, that's not that great. I mean, it's like with a couple of these teams, you know that they're gonna start connecting.
Like who?
I mean, I'm thinking Phoenix. I want to say Dallas if they could even make the playoffs, but I don't even think that
Dallas
they're going to make the playoffs.
I'll tell you this right now: Dallas is not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. Yeah, I mean, they're only a game back of getting into the play-in, but
they lost back-to-back.
Yeah,
on the road and at home to the Hornets with no LaMelo, no Terry Rozier.
Yep.
No Kelly Oubre didn't play the last game. He barely played today.
Yep.
The Mavs cooked. That front line, Wood is back to being what he was in Houston. He can score, but he plays zero defense.
Well, that's always what he's been. That was the problem with them picking him up.
Yeah, but beginning of the year, he was playing way better defense than he is now.
Dallas is cooked, bro. 23rd in defensive rating. I mean, you could pack them up. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs.
When's Zion coming back? Because isn't he out again?
Yeah, there's like no real timetable. Although
he's been cleared for practice. That's the last thing I've seen.
New Orleans has been playing a lot better basketball. Brandon Ingram has been playing phenomenal basketball the last few weeks. So
yeah,
that's good for the Pelicans. I think OKC is going to make the playoffs. I have a ticket on them to make the playoffs at plus 460.
Does that count the play-in?
No, they gotta win the play.
They gotta win the play-in. Okay,
but I'm confident in it. I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been playing really well. Jalen Williams has really turned the corner. The only thing that really hurts them is they just don't have a ton of experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, and another big thing, the Blazers are shutting down Dame for the rest of the season.
Yeah, so he's basically out. But I mean, the Blazers are on the outside looking in right now.
Exactly. Plus, they asked him, is he comfortable with another rebuild? He said no. So Dame might be getting shipped out this summer.
Yep. Heard that as well.
Trade him to the Warriors.
The only thing with trading him, dude, is like I just don't know who's gonna trade for him.
Boston.
Boston's probably the only logical destination.
Mm-hmm.
And by logical, I just mean the only destination where like you could slide them in and they're a good team. Because this is the thing about
Cleveland.
No, because they have Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, and I wouldn't trade Darius Garland for him because Darius Garland's a lot younger. And this is the thing about Dame, dude. I love Dame. Dame's a great player, one of the best scorers in basketball. However, you want to talk about a traffic cone on defense, it's him. So like he has to be in a good situation for his team to be good. You know what I mean? Like the
Brooklyn?
Blazers, yeah, but I mean, like, what is Brooklyn gonna trade?
Yeah.
You know, they have Ben Simmons. Ain't nobody gonna take Ben Simmons' contract, and
It's true.
at this point, trading Michael Bridges you can't do it. He's playing so well.
Yep. Well, don't they have Dinwiddie for the defensive aspect?
I'm pretty sure he's a free agent, Ben.
Okay.
I'm not 100% on that. I don't have it up in front of me, but I'm pretty sure he's a free agent. I could be very wrong though. But still, obviously, Portland's gonna want a lot of draft capital, which Brooklyn does have some now that they got it from Phoenix.
Yeah.
But thing with my point with Dame is like he just has to be in a perfect situation where like his defensive woes can go unnoticed because he's surrounded by such good defensive players, i.e. the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm telling you right now, the Milwaukee Bucks are not trading for Dame Lillard. Like they're not trading Drew Holiday for Dame or Chris Middleton for Dame. It's not gonna happen. So it'll be interesting where he goes.
Do you think?
Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
I was just gonna, looking at, these teams who are outside of the play and looking in. Do you think any of them really have a chance? I mean, you still have 3 teams in the East, but they're good 3 games back, 4 games back of that last Chicago Bulls spot, and then Dallas is your only team. I guess Utah is still pretty close at 15. A game and a half back, Oklahoma City and LA. Do they even have a shot at getting in?
No, only for the simple fact that like this is the one year where like you don't want to make the playoffs. you want to try and lose as many games as possible, and like we're seeing it with Utah. I mean, they're going out there and playing a bunch of dudes that will be in Europe next year. You know what I mean? So I would completely, basically I think the 10 teams in the West right now are going to be the 10 teams in there. It's just a matter of what order. OKC, Lakers, Pelicans, Timberwolves, Clippers, Warriors, etc. Those are going to be the teams in. East, same thing. Chicago, Toronto, Atlanta, Miami, Brooklyn. Those teams are all going to be in there. I don't think any other team is going to get in there. It is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
Which going forward too, like you have to think of that betting implication wise. So like, it's not really wise to like back some of these teams. Like, okay, these guys are all pros. There's a reason why they're in the league. And the point spread is a great equalizer, but you have to consider the status of some of these teams and what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Indiana tomorrow against Dallas +1. Like, I'm inclined to take Indiana because at the end of the day, Indiana's team, they have Tyrese Halliburton, who's a young star. Andrew Nembhard is playing great basketball. Like, they're not going to lose enough games to get Wembanyama, right? So they're trying to establish a winning culture, right? So, like, that's a team that I want to back as a dog against a team like Dallas, who is, like, absolutely sputtering out of control.
Is NBA worst team first pick?
No, it's a lottery.
Lottery too, okay.
But the odds are worse in the NBA.
Okay.
And then you got to factor in trades and unprotected picks and protected picks and all that good stuff too.
Yeah. So Dallas, Houston, or San Antonio are getting that first pick.
Dallas isn't.
Or sorry, Detroit. Sorry, Detroit, Houston, or San Antonio.
Basically, yeah. But I mean, like, we've seen a team with like the 10th worst record get the first pick in the NBA.
Okay.
So I mean,
yeah, remember when the Bulls got Derrick Rose? I think they won 40-some games that year, or
yeah, even when the Pelicans got Anthony Davis.
Okay.
So I mean, there's no guarantee. Fingers crossed it's Charlotte. I think it's Wembanyama.
Why do you say that?
because they already have another star, and
Yeah,
if they get Victor, they'll be an instant playoff contender.
Yep.
Okay.
Nobody wants to see Victor Wembanyama go fucking waste away in Detroit.
Or San Antonio or Utah.
I think San Antonio would utilize him well, but
but Detroit, no.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Detroit and Houston are like the two destinations I do not want to see that guy go to at all.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on to some MLB. we got the MLB season upon us. Obviously, we'll be doing our final MLB show on Tuesday. We'll be doing our MVP All-Star. MLB Cy Young Rookie of the Year picks, futures. But I do want to touch on some injury news and notes, and like how it kind of affects your guys' mindset here on futures, because a team like Houston, you got Lance McCullers, who's starting the year on the injured list, Jose Altuve, Michael Brantley.
Out for 2 months too.
Yep. You got teams like the New York Yankees, who 3 of their projected starting rotation is gonna be starting the year on the DL or IL or whatever the fuck they call it now.
Yeah. Hoskins' injury to Philly is huge.
Yep, Hoskins. I mean, what's your guys'? I mean, dude, I'm looking at the Yankees, bro. Carlos Rodon, Luis Severino,
Yep.
Lou Trevino, Frankie Montas, Luis Gill, Harrison Bader. Bro, they got like half their teams on the IL to start the list.
Yep.
What's your guys' thoughts on some of these teams and kind of how you're utilizing it, like really to prepare for the start of the season and betting and futures wise? Because we haven't seen the Yankees win total has not budged.
Yeah. Well, I think the big thing you got to look at is, at least for the first, few months of the season, is that these got to be, day by day bets. Because you're going to be getting players back, randomly here and there. It's going to be interesting to see how some of the young guys come up and play, because you just saw Volpe get the starting position at shortstop, who's a huge question mark for the Yankees. So, is he going to produce in the infield offensively and defensively to take over some of these injuries to the the pitching staff here? So Yankees is a huge question mark. I'm kind of betting them day by day. Really, they're at the prove it for me now. I'm going to be going in starting to bet against them a majority of their games, unless they're playing the Rockies. But like it's really going to be hit or miss here for a couple of these teams. Philly, same thing, until they get Harper back. Probably going to be going against them, because with losing Hoskins and not having Bryce Harper in their lineup, that offense is not going to be great.
Yeah. I was arguing with some people on Twitter the other day, Ben. So I told them, I was like, man, you guys are gonna be shocked when the Marlins win this division. And they were like, oh, well, I'd be shocked if they took third place. And I was like, what? I was like, bro, the Phillies are gonna be without their best player for half the year. Yep. Rhys Hoskins is out. You're really relying on 2 guys that have been injured throughout their entire career in Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler to bounce back. It's like, and you think I'm crazy for picking the Marlins, and you're sitting here telling me the Marlins aren't even going to finish third? Like, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's at this point, it's still Atlanta's to lose.
For sure, dude, but
I definitely think they can lose it.
Yeah.
It's the Mets are already starting banged up. They're. I mean, I almost want to put them in the dumpster right now. I wouldn't just going to push them down and down and down. They're another team that is going to have to be a prove it to, for me to, take those bets. It's the one that really gets me is Houston, because they have a well-rounded team. But having Tucker, having Altuve, having Brantley, having Brown out.
Tucker's not going to start on the DL, though.
Who's that?
Kyle Tucker's not going to start on the DL.
Yeah. Okay, he's
McCullers is.
What's that?
I see McCullers, Altuve, and Brantley starting on the DL right now.
Mm-hmm. Hunter Brown has a shoulder strain. He was supposed to start, but now has lower back tightness.
I mean, he might get a start pushback or whatever, but
yeah,
I wouldn't. That's not as big as Jose Altuve and Lance McCullers.
True, very true. Yeah,
like those are guys that you're really banking on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Hunter Brown's only in projected rotation because McCullers is hurt.
Yeah.
So I just think it's gonna be tough sledding. Not only that, but Jose Altuve is 33 years old.
Yeah.
Right. So how does he bounce back from that injury? And then you got to think about, the Mariners are going to be improved probably. I think the Angels are going to be a lot better than people think they're going to be. So I think that also hurts their case. But I mean, I understand the mentality of some of these teams where it's like, okay, the Astros, you got to beat them until they get beat. I can't bet against them. Okay, I understand that. I get the logic. The Yankees, though, this is a team that had a bunch of Jags that outperformed their contracts last year for their rotation. And now you go out and sign Carlos Rodon. He's got a fucking elbow injury, Ben.
Yeah.
And he's throwing elbow.
Well, I mean, another
That's not
team
good.
too. Sorry, you're Dodgers, man. Like, already.
Yeah, let's shit on the Dodgers, dude.
Yeah, Nelson
Gonsolin
out until 15th. Alex Reyes out until the June 1st. Gonsolin out until May 1st. Lux out for the season. Trinan out till August 15th. Bueller out till September 1st.
Bueller will not play this year.
Yeah.
Telling y'all that right now.
Yeah, if Trinan out till August, shit, he might as well not play either.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might not, but he'll have a better chance to return though than Walker will.
Yeah, true.
Plus, Walker's so much younger. It's like you don't even want to push it, dude. You don't want to risk it.
Yeah, that's what you got Pepe. That's what you got Bobby Miller for. You just let them.
Yeah, this is gonna be honestly. This is a building year for the. I think this is a. I'm not gonna go out and say like this is a throw it away year for the Dodgers, but this is definitely like a year where like they're not expected to win, other than in LA. And who knows, dude? Like Mark Pryor could come out and pull magic out of a hat like he did last year with Andrew Heaney and Blake Anderson. And maybe Noah Syndergaard comes out and returns to Thor type form, and and Pepio and Bobby Miller are two top prospects, dude. So I mean, they got stuff to be there. Just can they be consistent as young guys? And I think Pepio definitely can. Yeah. And then on the flip side, it's like, how does that offense perform? But I mean, they're the Dodgers, dude. And like, if the Dodgers are hanging around there in July and they're playing well, like they're gonna make a trade for Corbin Burns, because Corbin Burns is getting traded this year. I'm telling y'all that right now.
Oh, I've been said that.
It's just a matter of who gets him, and the Dodgers probably have the best firepower to go get him. So if the Dodgers
y'all gotta stop drafting well, please.
Well, the thing is
we got the best scouting department in the majors. It's been that way for like 30 years.
They develop well, and then once those players go to other teams like Jeter Downs, they like never fucking pan out to be shit. Alex Verdugo's another one.
Alex Verdugo's not playing bad. And of all the guys that we've traded that have panned out, you bring up Jeter Downs.
I'm saying he hasn't panned out.
I mean, I know that's not a dime a dozen. We've traded guys that have become damn good, honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you traded Jordan and you traded O'Neal Cruz when they were like 16 years old, dude. Like, nobody knew they were.
No, they wasn't 16-year-old. They both played single A and double A ball.
Nah, they were hella young, dude. They were like,
no matter. You can still see the potential.
They were like throw-ins on trades, dude. They weren't even like
Corey Seager. He wasn't a throw-in. He left. Well, we didn't trade him. He left.
He walked.
Josiah Gray's gonna be nice. I think the The catcher is gonna be nice. The one we traded to Washington.
Yeah,
Kyber
keeper.
Ruiz.
There's plenty of Dodger prospects are littered everywhere.
Yeah, and then it's like all the prospects you guys traded, the A's all fucking sucked.
Well, that's your team. Y'all used to trash. So get you shinier trash is better than no trash at all.
Jarrell Cotton threw a no-hitter.
Cold-blooded right there.
Jarrell Cotton threw a no-hitter for our AAA team, and then bro like played like 2 major league starts. Fucking guy Tommy John was never the fucking same.
Dodgers, that's what the Dodgers do. We what's the name people?
Look at all the prospects in that you guys traded for Manny Ramirez. One of them is good, and that's Dean Kramer.
That's what we do, man. I just wish we didn't trade Jordan. That's the only person I wish we still had.
Or O'Neal. You guys could use a shortstop.
Yeah, and O'Neal. We still had those two. Woo.
Be crazy. All right.
A 6'7" shortstop.
Let's hit on some updated NFL draft odds real quick. So just a reminder, we're going to be going on Tuesday. We'll be talking our final MLB preview, MVPs, Cy Youngs, Rookie of the Years, Manager of the Year, etc. Odds for that. So NFL draft odds. So, last time we spoke, CJ Stroud was minus 400. We've seen some buyback. He's minus 300 now. Is there a case where he's not the number 1 pick?
I mean, yeah.
Could be, but I don't see
I mean, I do see a couple places where it is Bryce, but the majority of the places, at least in mock drafts and everything, have CJ at number 1. We also got to remember it's fucking Carolina, so they can make a dumb decision like they've made before and pick the wrong QB here. I still think Stroud and Young are going 1-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I've also seen a lot of places that are predicting Indianapolis to jump up to that 3 position.
Yeah.
And take Richardson.
Yeah. I think I think 4 quarterbacks go in the top 4.
You think 4th is going? Who do you think is going to be 4th? To who?
I think a team is going to jump up like the Raiders. Take Will Levis. Because here's the thing, dude.
Raiders got Jimmy G, bro.
Yeah, for 1 year.
He signed a 3-year deal, didn't he?
Yeah, but it's like no guarantee. I mean, he's not there. He's just a stopgap.
I know.
This is the thing.
He's got hookers for life.
This is the thing, man.
He's not leaving.
I'm gonna come out and say this right now, and there's gonna be a hot take for a lot of people. The Cardinals are tanking this year, and they're gonna draft Caleb Williams number 1 overall next year. And they're gonna cut Kyler. Or they're gonna trade him because they have done nothing to upgrade that roster.
That's true.
And they're going to trade out of the 3rd spot, and they're gonna get more picks.
They're gonna trade D-Hop.
They're going to trade D-Hop. I mean, this is a team that has 0 interest in winning this year. It's very clear. And you have a new coaching staff. You have a new GM. I personally am starting to turn the corner on Kyler that he's just not a leader of men. He's a kid. And I don't know if he could be a franchise quarterback. He has the talent, And if the Cardinals end up doing well this year, it's going to be on Kyler Murray's shoulders, right?
Yeah.
So then you start to build around him, but I just I don't see it, and everything they're doing this offseason just tells me that they're tanking. So I definitely think they're trading out of that 3rd spot, and they will be looking to draft either Drake May or fucking Caleb Williams next year. Because both those quarterbacks are better than any quarterback available this year. And to be honest, if they had the number 1 pick this year, I could easily see them taking the quarterback this year and trading Kyler. But I think their cards are right this year, dude.
Cards are right for the cards.
Yeah.
But I mean, also you can still take Will Anderson or
Sure,
I mean, I
but
know his stock has dropped, but Jalen Carter and have one of the best, defensive players there.
sure, and maybe that does happen. You know what I mean? Like, but someone's trading up to that third spot. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be the Raiders or it's going to be the Colts. So you flip off with the Colts, okay, you could take Jalen Carter or Willie Anderson fourth overall. Perfect. Build up your defensive line, plus you get extra draft capital.
Yeah.
And for next year, because they're gonna suck, dude. They might get the number 1 overall pick next year.
Yeah. Well, do you think you've got a lot of places that have Tyree Wilson, Lucas Van Ness. Do you think they're a big enough downgrade from a Jalen Carter or Will Anderson?
Well, I don't think
you don't take.
So this is the thing. Jalen Carter is a different story because I don't think there's a defensive tackle as good as Jalen Carter in this draft. I think Irv would agree with me on that.
Yeah, it's not. Some come close, but nobody is consistent as he is. Nobody jumps out as much as he does on tape. And I understand he didn't test well, but when you look at that young man's film, yeah, it's lights out.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, Tyree Wilson, I think I think he isn't a downgrade from Will Anderson. Okay. And some people might disagree with me on that, but I was not impressed with Will Anderson this year. Right? He has all the physicals, and his tape his sophomore year was excellent. Right? He was excellent his sophomore year, but he wasn't as good as junior year. Now, why is that? There could be a lot of things. We could debate that to hell and high noon. But I don't think Tyree Wilson is that much of a downgrade. So it's like if I'm the Cardinals and let's say the Raiders at what are they 7?
7, yeah.
They want to trade up with me. Okay, well I'm probably gonna land Jalen Carter or Tyree Wilson. Perfect, and I get extra draft capital. I'll take it.
Yeah, and that's what my thought was. Is if you're at number 3 there, do you trade Indianapolis to number 3 and then have that number 4 spot and then trade that number 4 spot to the Raiders for them to pick up a QB?
Ben, then you got to think
get even more.
But Ben, then the thing is like, okay, if the Raiders don't trade up to number 4, who is? Right? Because does that give the Raiders any incentive? Because at 6 you have who do you have sitting at 6?
At 5 you have Seattle. At 6 you have Detroit.
Okay, Seattle might take a quarterback, but what if their quarterback's not there?
Yeah.
I mean,
then some reports came out that the Lions might be looking to draft a QB to develop, but I think that's hogwash.
Smoke and mirrors. But the Seattle Seahawks are probably the wild card because it's like they could draft a quarterback, but they're not known to do that. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna draft the best player available.
True.
So I don't think that they're going to take, like, if their quarterback is not on the board, they're not going to draft him. They'll sit back and wait for the quarterback at the spot they like. Because they have.
And the thing with Seattle, they need pass rush help, so I think they go after a pass rusher. Honestly,
I agree. And that's just what they do. That's their MO.
And just in this mock draft, they have Levis dropping all the way down to 18.
See, I keep hearing the Raiders are gonna take him for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a McDaniels type QB.
Yeah, white, strong arm.
Well, McDaniels drafted Tim Tebow, which I'll never understand, but in the first round, let alone that.
And then I don't see another QB going until the 5th round.
That's bullshit because Jake Hayner, if he goes to the 5th round, a team is getting an absolute fucking steal in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Damn.
You think there's any so are we done with first round picks?
For what?
Just talking about them. Is that the compensatory picks?
I mean, we all know compensatory is tough to pick right now.
Well, yeah, no, but we got the list, and there's 16 teams that are getting picks. Niners have 7, Rams 4, Cardinals 3, Chiefs 3, Cowboys 3, and then a handful with 2 and 1.
Damn, y'all getting 7 compensatory picks.
7, yep.
What's the highest one? A 4th rounder, maybe?
No, third, I think.
Third.
Like y'all need more draft capital.
Yeah, because of Saleh, McDaniels, and D'Amico Ryans.
Oh, okay.
So we've got 7, include 3 extra third-round picks, 99, 101, and 102. And then a 4th, 5th, and 6th. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Damn, that's crazy.
Man, if Trey Lance pan out or any of these QBs y'all sign, damn, y'all could have a damn dynasty.
That's a big if, though.
Sorry, that's what I'm saying. This is they only position they visit is a QB.
I mean, that's the toughest position to cover, though.
Well, I wouldn't say they missing a QB. Purdy's hurt. Lance has to stay healthy. They did sign Sam Darnold for that's a damn good insurance policy.
Yep. Sammy boy.
Damn, Joey Porter Jr. has been going down draft boards, Irv.
I'm surprised. Who's sliding up? Clark Phillips?
Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez as far as DBs.
Okay. Well, neither one of their film is as good. Well, Gonzalez got good film, but I wouldn't put neither one of them over Joey Porter Jr. But some teams fall in love. Well, he's not that tall.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I think he's 5'9", 5'10".
I think he's shorter than that. I think he's like 5'8", 5'7".
Yeah, I know the other dudes are like 5'11", 6 feet. I think Gonzalez 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, he's big, dude. He's tall and he's lanky too. He's long.
Yeah, and I think he ran a 4.3.
Yeah.
6'1".
Once he went to the combine, that's when his fucking draft stock just flew up, dude. Because I mean, Oregon was dog shit on defense last year, and I'm not saying like he's one guy. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's the reason, but I didn't watch Oregon games and was like, oh yeah, Christian Gonzalez just stood out on film. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Clark Phillips stood out more than only other DB
That's
stood
what
out
I'm
more
saying,
than him
bro.
was Joey Porter Jr.
Bro, Clark Phillips was like one of the best cornerbacks on film to me this year.
And then Witherspoon, he didn't look that great on film, but like you said, those physical attributes and I guess they athleticism. But if you just going off purely off tape, I don't see how any corner getting drafted before Joey Porter Jr. But hey, that's how it works out sometimes.
That's how it does. First wide receiver drafted, Jackson Smith-Njigba plus 125, Quentin Johnson plus 250, Jordan Addison plus 430.
Take Jordan Addison to the bank.
He ain't getting drafted first. So.
He might.
Oh, no.
Best hands, best route runner. And
definitely
his
agree
40
as the
is
best
pretty
hands.
much the same as Jackson Smith-Njigba, and he don't have the injuries.
I think the one thing that separated Jackson Smith, though, and why his odds are higher is because he did show in the cone drill and stuff, like his ability to separate is pretty good.
Yeah, that's great, but he's injured often.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I do think Quentin Johnson is going lower, though.
Yeah, I think that he didn't run as fast as people thought he would, and
I honestly think Jalen Hyatt or Josh Downs might move ahead of him when all is said and done.
I wouldn't go that far. But Johnson, I thought he ran more routes than what he did. He didn't run a lot of routes.
No, he didn't. Keyshawn Boot.
He kind of reminded me of Watson because he didn't run that many routes in college either. But he gets to the NFL, he can run damn near every route.
Watson,
huh?
Who?
Christian Watson last year.
Oh, Christian Watson
from the Packers. He only ran screens and go routes. Majority of his routes before he got drafted.
Same with Sky Moore.
Yeah, the boy Sky Moore.
But if you're athletic, but the thing is those two guys are way more athletic and faster than Quentin Johnson.
But did Ken Johnson run a 4.4 or 4.5?
Think for. Do you have it up in front of you, Ben?
Nope.
I'll check. But he's damn near 6'5", though. Woof.
Damn, he ran a 4.37, dog. Oh, it's
Who,
his.
Quentin?
Yeah, 4.37 is saying, but his vertical jump underwhelming. 30 and a half. 6'4". I'm seeing him clocked at 4.4 and 4.37.
Damn.
I mean, he's fast, but I mean, I just don't know if I don't know if he's a good route runner, dude.
No, I don't care how fast you are. NFL is all about separation and route running.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you be as fast
And
as
he
you
has
want.
dependable hands. It's just we got to see. He got to get with a good whoever drafts him. Got to have a real good wide receiver coach.
Yeah, they gotta get Larry Fitzgerald.
That's if he wants to coach. Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald could come coach in coach Denver to be our wide receivers coach.
He's gonna go coach in Denver when he played for the Cardinals his whole fucking
Nobody
career.
wants to play. He don't want to coach for that dog shit franchise.
Shut the fuck up. Keyshawn Booth is still the wild card to me.
Yeah, he is. I think he should have went back to school though, honestly, because he did his draft stock no favors this year.
Yeah, but he's
And
still
then I
got all
think
the talent, Irv.
and he ran a 4.6 too.
4.6. You ran a 4.6?
Yeah, I think he ran a 4.6.
No fucking way.
I gotta check. Make sure.
Let's check. 4.5. 4.5. He ran a 4.5 at the combine. That's pretty fucking slow for a while. I mean, that's not too bad. 4.5 is like way faster than I could ever imagine running. So I can't sit here and say it's
So
like a
his
9,
first
so-
attempt was a 4.5, and his second attempt was a 4.67.
4.67 on the second attempt.
Yeah, that's
and
way
his
different.
his vertical jump was only 29.
Bro, all he's been doing is eating this off season, bro. He not serious.
He weighed 195.
What the fuck, dude? He probably doing that on purpose, dude. He's gonna slide to a team and then just ball the fuck out.
Let's slide to the Chiefs.
Yeah, watch, dude. He's gonna be like the best wide receiver. He's gonna win Rookie of the Year, and everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck? We see this. We see this happen too often, dude, with some players.
Yeah, well, like you said, the best wide receiver ever ran a 4.6, so I can't knock him, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, we see this often in the combine, dude, where GMs and scouts, they put way too much into the combine and not enough into film.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
oh my
Or
god,
1 year
this-
or 1 year's worth of film.
this kid runs.
Kevin White.
Yep, this kid runs a 4.5 or 4.23.
That's why Jalen Hyatt. I can't. If I was a GM, I can't draft that man in the first round.
Why? Oh, I don't think he's a first rounder.
1 year production. I understand he ran fast, but are you gonna put? You draft a wide receiver number 1? You got 9. That means he's your future 1.
He's tall though too.
He's not tall. He's like 5'11", 6 feet.
He's only 6 feet.
Yeah, Jalen Hyatt not tall.
He looked bigger than that. Damn, he is only 6 feet, bro. He looked way bigger than that in college. That's crazy. I think Hyatt's gonna be nice though.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be nice too. But I'm just not drafting him in the top 20 picks.
He's gonna be nice in a Chiefs uniform.
You already calling him to the Chiefs and Keyshawn Booth.
Bro, I'm telling you, they're gonna get a sneaky good wide receiver to go along with Sky Moore, and it's gonna be nasty because Sky Moore's gonna
might get Devontae Hopkins.
Sky Moore's gonna ball out next year.
Yeah, him, Tony, because they bought Tony back. Juju walked. I think McCole Hardman walked. Yeah, they do for another receiver or two.
Yeah, they're drafting a receiver, bro.
Yeah, because that's one thing they're never going to let Mahomes go without his weapons.
But I mean, Tony and I'm telling you, Sky Moore is gonna be if you play fantasy football, Sky Moore is going to be a number 1 wide receiver next year. That kid's nice, bro.
Yeah, he came into a zone at the end of the year. I think he's gonna be nice.
He
It's
just,
crazy. He went to Western Michigan. Nobody offered him a D1 scholarship.
yep. Like, he was fast and quick. I think he just really had to learn how to, like, play football. I don't think he really knew all that, and now he's learning.
Another good question. What are the Chargers gonna do with Austin Eckler?
I think they're going to sign him.
I think they are too. You can't lose a top 5 running back like him. And if you put his stats up there, rushing, receiving, and blocking,
He's better than everybody.
to me, he's a top 2 running back.
The thing they fucked up on is they paid Keenan Allen all this money. Motherfucker's hurt all the time. And then Eckler's asking for money, and it's like, yeah, well, we're not sure if we're gonna pay you. Like, what? Dude, Keenan Allen's Austin Eckler is your best offensive player aside from Justin Herbert. Like, what are you guys doing?
Exactly.
They gotta pay Austin Eckler. And if they don't, they trade him. The team that gets him is gonna be
Sheesh.
they're gonna be very happy. Because honestly, let me ask you this, Irv. Austin Eckler or Saquon Barkley, who you taking?
Austin Eckler.
Bingo.
Why? They're both injury prone.
Nah. Eckler's first of all, Austin Eckler is a 90% catch radius, so he catches 90% of the ball, 90% of the balls thrown to him. And he played 15 games last year.
He's just as deadly out the backfield as running the ball.
Yeah.
He's a great blocker. He really has no holes in
Dude,
the game.
I thought he was hurt last year. Who am I thinking of?
He had some injury concerns early, but now the last couple of years he's been healthy as they can be.
Yeah, he's a horse, bro.
Akers is who I'm thinking of. Sorry.
He's Austin Eckler he's a special player, bro. Like, and I know paying running back sucks, but
you got to pay him. If you
pay
want to win a championship, you need an Austin Eckler, and you're not going to find an Austin Eckler in the draft, so you got to pay him.
He's definitely one of a kind. I don't know. I think there's some good. Well, actually, there is an Austin Eckler in the draft this year. His name is Deuce Vaughn out of Kansas State.
Yeah, but are you sure somebody? I don't know if they're gonna have opportunity to draft a Deuce Vaughn.
Deuce Vaughn's gonna go in like the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah. What? How many picks do the Chargers have?
Let me look. Chargers draft picks. Let's see.
Because Deuce Vaughn, he probably won't hit the ground running, but I think his sophomore, junior year in NFL, he gonna be a dog.
Chargers have 7 picks, so they have their 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th.
Oh well, they could definitely draft a Deuce Vaughn, but he won't be able to replace the Austin Eckler right away.
No, I think you could. I think Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah, because you high on him. I'm just saying it's gonna take some time.
No, the thing is I think he'll be fine right away. I just don't think Deuce Vaughn can be an every down type of back throughout his career.
Okay,
because he's small.
You have an every down back, so you can't jeopardize that.
Well, I mean, personally, my personal opinion, like in the NFL today in 2023, 2024, I don't want an every down back. I want 2 backs. I want a fucking bruiser and I want a receiver, runner, slasher type back. Because you just can't have a back carrying the ball 25 times a game anymore.
I get you. You want to be like the Bengals. Well, they lost some IGP Ron, but I get it. You don't want to be like the Titans with Derrick Henry is your boom or bust for your whole offense.
Unless I have Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but even Derrick Henry gonna need better weapons around him. After they lost AJ Brown.
Well, Derrick Henry's also. I mean, let's be honest, dude. Like the life expectancy of a running back is 3 years. 2.5 years to be exact. Derrick Henry's far exceeded that, and that dude carried the ball a lot of times, dude.
Yeah, even in high school. So yeah, he's a different breed.
I don't expect Derrick Henry to continue I didn't expect him to do it this year. He far exceeded my expectations this season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect him to do that ever again.
especially with that mid ass QB.
Yeah.
That can't stay healthy now.
Bro, facts. Oh, the NFL draft. The NFL draft is upon us. We are about a month away from the NFL draft. As we get more odds, we'll be talking more about it. But let's get some best bets.
Best bets for tomorrow.
Yep. Or for the next couple days.
I'm gonna go with something you guys ain't expecting. Soccer.
Okay.
France minus 1.5 on the goal line.
Okay.
And give me Portugal -2 on the goal line. They're gonna kill both of their opponents tomorrow.
Did Brian give you these picks or what?
Huh?
Did Brian give you these picks?
No. I watch soccer.
All right. All right. Irv got France -1.5 and international play in Portugal -2. Okay, I like it. Ben, what do we got?
We're going hockey. We're gonna go Florida Panthers.
Okay.
We're gonna go big. We're gonna go puck line on this one. I don't know what the number is.
That's a
I don't
big one.
have this.
Money line is 135. Pluck line is
Probably.
plus 135, I think.
Okay, I'll take
plus 170 on the puck.
I'll take plus 170 on the puck line. Ottawa Senators are hurting. I think the real reason that this is not a larger number is because the Panthers have lost three of their last five. Or sorry, their last three. Three of their last three. But they lost them to the Rangers, the Maple Leafs, and the Flyers. Three teams that are a lot better than the Ottawa Senators here. So
the
we're gonna
Flyers are
go
real good at home too.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Florida -1.5 here, and then we're also gonna go the Edmonton Oilers.
Okay.
We'll go -1.5 because the money line is not good. Edmonton's sitting at -335 on the money line here, but Arizona just played today in a tough one and just lost in overtime to Colorado. To be honest, I think Colorado should have destroyed them, but. You know, Arizona
The thing with Colorado, they
away.
jump out the leads and they always give them up.
They just sit. Yeah,
I think they was up 2-0 this game or 3-1, and they end up winning in overtime. Like, bro, how is it that I understand they had a lot of injuries this year, but I don't think they go far in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Definitely with you on that one. I think you can also sprinkle a little bit on Colorado going up against Anaheim. It is back to back. Anaheim did not play today, so I think you can sprinkle a little bit on Colorado, but they're
so you're going
big isn't that
you're going
that big.
Florida -1.5, Edmonton -1.5, and Colorado -1.5.
No, I'm gonna stay away from Colorado. I think you can. I think you can put a little bit on Colorado. I think you can also put a little bit on Minnesota. They're sitting at -135. There's a couple good games.
But the Kraken on the road though. On the road is some dogs.
Yeah. So I wouldn't put a full unit on either of those games, Colorado or Minnesota, but I think you can take both of them.
Fuck,
maybe half.
We got to give Irv a nickname, dude, with his hockey game. Got to call him like Black Gretzky or something. Black Ski, Black Ski on with the hockey picks, dude. All right, I got I'm going for my best bets. I'm going Pacers +1 against the Mavericks. The Pacers are 10-5 against the spread with rest advantage, which they have against the Mavericks. They're also 22-19 against the spread after a loss, and they're 15-9 against the spread as a home dog. The Mavs have 4 straight losses, and they're 4-5, 4-5-1 against the spread in their last 10, and they're 2-8-1 against the spread on back-to-backs. And then I'm also going to give out a play on Tuesday in the NIT. North Texas -1.5 against Wisconsin. North Texas, one of the best teams. They're probably going to win the NIT, to be honest. I like them -1.5, though. So I want to lock it up early before this line moves. So let's get this money, man. Let's get this money.
He said, "Did you get your soccer picks from Brian?" Bro,
well, because you said Portugal, and I know, Brian fucking all about Portugal, so.
Oh no, Portugal's good. They won the Euros. What, the last time not the last time, but the time before that. And then plus they got Ronaldo, but no, they got real good talent. Sanchez,
Or
For
are
Portugal,
the
15.
are the Kings gonna blow in the -1.5 right now?
They might, but you should have took a money line.
Well, I didn't bet them at all. I'm just looking at the score, 7-5.
Okay,
First
well,
of
no,
all,
they should score another goal. They should be all right.
what the fuck is it? 7-5? Is this a fucking football game in the snow,
Baseball.
dude?
They might outscore the XFL teams today.
Yeah, they might, dude. I honestly,
Oh,
shit, 15-9.
man.
Shout out to the Brahmas though, covering that +3 and
Let's
winning
get it.
outright. Let's go.
Please,
Oh shit, we got XFL tomorrow.
I gotta start watching more golf again. I used to love watching golf.
Yeah,
But that was with my dad though. He used to make me watch what's the name too, NASCAR. I couldn't stand that shit.
golf's when you can make some money. XFL tomorrow. DC versus Houston -2.5.
Woo!
This is at DC.
I might have to take DC in the under for sure.
They've definitely been playing the best ball for sure.
And that under 42.5. I know the Roughnecks been giving up some points to the last couple games, but I think they get back to being the best defense in the XFL tomorrow.
Yeah, I just think, dude, DC just they run the ball and they probably have the best home field advantage in football, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta take DC -2.5.
Me too.
I'll throw that in. I'll throw that into my best bets. DC -2.5 XFL.
I like that under too.
That's gonna be a good game though for everybody at home. Doesn't have anything to
watch
watch.
that. That's basically prime time, 4 p.m. It's probably gonna be on Channel 7 too.
Is it?
Probably gonna be on ABC.
Damn. That's a man. If y'all ain't been watching, XFL's been money, dude.
Yeah, they've actually been pretty damn good this year.
Better than I expected, but I don't know if I'd say money.
Yep. No, it's actually on ESPN too. 4 p.m.
Nice. Let's go. DC -2.5. Let's go. Let's lock it up. Let's get this money. Thank you everybody for well, hold on before I thank everybody. Ben, how was your beers?
Oh, outstanding. It is literally the best cool shit I've ever had. So
damn.
I'm gonna continue to
send me
this
some.
Ooh, hit his
all the
damn
time.
skate. Come on, that would have ended the night right there.
This motherfucker, shut up.
Why you always hating on the Kings, bro? Like, I don't even like. I don't like the Sharks, but I don't hate on y'all as much as y'all hate on my Kings. What have we ever done to y'all?
I never
It's
hate on
only
the
'cause
Kings.
you
I have a
like
them.
Kings
I
jersey,
forgot.
bro.
That's all it is. It's only because you like him.
I forgot. It's 3. We was up 3-0. Y'all was up 3-0.
Oh
I
my
forgot.
God, here we
That's
go.
not even the big thing. It's only because you like him.
Yeah.
That's
That is why.
That's Jordan.
Yeah. Dude, I have a Kings jersey, bro. I honestly don't give a fuck about the Kings.
Yeah,
All-
you got a Kings jersey, and I bet it's a Wayne Gretzky jersey.
Sure is. All I care about the Kings is that they beat the Sharks, so the Sharks can get the #1 overall pick.
Okay.
So as long as y'all continue to beat us, and we can get this #1 overall pick, that's all that matters. But thank you everybody for joining us. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for tapping in. We'll be back Tuesday. We'll be talking some our last MLB preview show. We'll probably also break down some games for opening day, which is actually opening day is Thursday, right?
Thursday. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll break the. We only have 1 or 2 games, Ben.
2.
So we'll break down those 2 games and we'll do our futures bets on MVP and stuff, and gonna be a lot of baseball going forward for the show. So if you like baseball, definitely gonna be a show to tap into. Yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. We'll be back Tuesday to do the baseball show, and then we'll be back Wednesday to do the Final Four preview. Man, it's been a hell of a ride this college basketball season. Cannot wait for baseball though. I'm very, very, very stoked on baseball, man. I think every year we get better at baseball. I think this is going to be the year. So tap in with us. We're going to make this money. We're going to win this money. We appreciate y'all for swerving over in Washington. Big Ball and Ben Larson. I'm Jordan Stacks on Stacks on Stacks Last. We'll catch y'all later. Have a blessed Monday, and let's get this money.
Yeah, there's hella games on Thursday, man.
Yeah, so we'll talk a few of them.
Yeah.